Hey guys, what's up? Sandeep, Ramesh here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna talk about the accessories that I have on my Honda Africa Twin. This could be beneficial for you if you're looking to buy a Honda Africa Twin or bike in the same breed, right? Could be a Triumph Tiger, could be a Ducati Multistrada, or maybe, any other, right? So stay tuned for the updates to follow, but before that, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to stay notified on all such updates that I give you. Before we get going on the video, let's listen to the exhaust note. A lot of people have been messaging me on Instagram that they wanted to just hear the exhaust note. So for people like you, here you go. This is 2017 CRF 1000L Honda Africa Twin with an Akrapovic. Isn't that a sweet bassy note? So this is an almost fully loaded Honda Africa Twin in terms of accessories and luggage and whatnot, right? Three things you'll need. One is you need to have, you need to dream about owning such bikes. And second, of course, is the money. And third, most importantly, you need to have the support of your wife or your husband. You know what I mean? On that note, let's take a look at all the accessories that I have. Gonna start with the front section here. So this is the Honda OEM, windshield. So I usually use this when I ride in the city or maybe, doing off-roads. But when I do touring, I use the longer windshield, which is again by Honda, like that. So this is mostly going to be off-roads and, some minimal city rides. Next is the headlight protector by Altrider. Now some people, they do not believe that they would require a headlight protector, but I'm one of those firm believers that you would need this because the lens that you see here are quite expensive, so always good to have a protector. And there are two things. One is, yes, it protects you from the lens and the lens cover. Second is, when you're doing off-road trails, it will protect you from all the pelting by the rider at the front, right? So this is one accessory I have. Now if I have to talk about the headlight in itself, the lumens are probably a little brighter than the lady with the lamp. So it's not that bright. It looks bright but doesn't have the strength. So therefore I'm gonna focus here on Baja Squadron Pro. That is the auxiliary lights that I have. This produces 9,800 lumens. It's got a very impressive spread and through. You see those two lens pattern here, you can figure that out. So I have tested it earlier before I bought the Honda Africa Twin, but then once I got a taste of it, there's nothing like Baja Squadron Pro. Okay, that's about auxiliary lights. Now moving on, these are the fork sliders. Now this is pretty important because when you do off-roads and when you tend to have off-road falls or trail falls, this will come in very handy. To be honest with you, this came in pretty handy for me, a couple of times while I did trails. When the bike just rolled over and I was on, a lot of stones or rumbles. All right, moving on to the next accessories I have. Very important for a rider when one does off-roading again. Now this is Barkbuster handguards that I have. Now, one of the key things why I went in for the Barkbuster is, of course, aesthetic wise, Redline isn't that looking sexy? Now, that's one, but the functional aspect of it is that you see those bars here. So in case you have a fall while doing off-roads or maybe on the tarmac, God forbid, this comes in very, very handy. Now, as you can see, I've had few falls here. Let me get it a little closer. There, right? Now, if not for this, probably the impact would be on the hand, on the riding position, here. Who knows what would have happened. So I got a pair of them, of course, one on the left and one on the right. Now, the next set of accessory is the beautiful looking Doubletake mirrors. And they say that once you buy this, it's going to be the last pair of mirrors that you'll ever buy, and somehow I have started to believe in that. So yeah, it's got this cylindrical thing from Ram and a mirror which is housed here. So what happens is, in case you have a fall, this part of the mirror, it just tends to fold, right? So there is hardly any impact, right? If you go for the conventional mirror like this one, once you have a fall, the mirror tends to get bent or have chances to get broken, whatnot. So it's always recommended to have a Doubletake mirror, right? Now, I'm going to talk about the heart of the machine, right? Now, this is a 1000cc engine, produces about 90 horses and about 92 Newton meters of torque. Now, the heart needs hardcore protection, right? I've got two levels here. One is the Hepco Becker's engine casing. Now, this protects this part. Now, this is where the core of the machine is for the model that I have. I ride a Honda Africa Twin 2017 DCT model, and the DCT lies here. Now, if you can see here, let me move the camera a little close. Yeah, I've had a few fair falls while doing trails, and this has definitely protected that, right? Now, this is for the engine casing. Now, this is a time guard protector. Of course, this is a series by Hepco Becker, the lower and upper guards. So yeah, it does in handy. So there is one more part that I'm waiting for. So it's called off-road tube. I'll put the link in the description. Now, basically, both of the upper guards of the left and the right actually co-joins, and has a lot of technical advantages or benefits, if I have to say, right? Moving on. See that? That is the LCD screen protector. I mean, pretty minimal, but recommended to have in order to avoid scratches and whatnot on your screen. A gem of an accessory, a RAM mount, where you can mount your phone. So it's pretty simple. All you have to do is place your phone here, and mine is a Samsung S20. It's pretty big, so I have an XL version of it, and it is rock solid. It does the job. Moving ahead, now if you see here, this is the port or the channel where I can charge my phone. So it's a dual socket power source. So sometimes on the go I charge my phone as well as my Bluetooth intercom device. So I have a Sena 30K, and sometimes on the go I charge it. It saves a lot of time and effort. This is a TPMS device, which helps to monitor the tire pressure, front and rear, always handy. Alright, next I'm gonna talk about the OEM Panniers. Now, this is so simple to use, right? The looks are great, it's fab. I'll tell you a major benefit of this, right? Now, I'm removing the OEM Panniers. Now, how this fits in is, it's simple. There is no pannier stay or anything of such sort that is required to mount. So mounting is pretty simple. First, you got to ensure that the lower part gets in, and once it's in, then you house it between this groove and this groove, lock it. This is a lock, so basically what it does is, see over there, that's where, you know, it gets locked in. So it's pretty sturdy, right? And you lock it, and whenever you want to open this, it's very simple. Pretty spacious as well. It gives you a very classic feel in terms of aesthetic appeal to the bike, right? Similarly, we've got one on the right side, same technique that follows. While these panniers look really good, you know, visually, and does the job in terms of the space, I think it's about 70 liters, you know, combined, both the panniers put together. But the only downside is, I hope it was some metal. So if you're doing, you know, just a tarmac touring, now this comes in very handy. But if you're doing touring, which involves a lot of tarmac riding and going off the road, right? Now this is something that I wouldn't recommend. So as an alternate, you know, when I do 2 or 3 days ride, I pick up something like a Krega or maybe a Lone Rider, which is a soft, rigid luggage where you can actually place it here, right? Or maybe something like a, you know, Giant Loop, or, you know, there are many other brands that I'll put in the description. So I'm planning to buy a Krega or maybe a Lone Rider. Moscow Moto, no way to get that in India, but yeah, a couple of things that you can look at. But this is something that I wouldn't recommend if you're doing, you know, off-road trails while you're doing tours as well. So when I do, you know, off-road trails, I have a Krega 20 liter US dry pack. So it's solid. There's no way that, you know, it's gonna get separated from the bike. So I just house it here. It does the job. Even when I do rides which involves 2 to 3 days, it does come in handy. But when this comes in handy, you know, when I ride with my wife, you know, there's a pillion as well, and we need quite a bit of luggage. The 70 liters does come in handy. I'm gonna remove this for a while because my prized possession. Let me keep it here. Akrapovic. It's a slip-on, and the exhaust note is just fantabulous. Last but not the least, right, in terms of the accessories that I have, where is the key? Okay, I'm gonna keep this to the side. All right. Now, small box that you see here, this is a lifesaver, I tell you. Be it city riding, or when I do off-roading, or when I do multi-day touring, this comes in extremely handy. Pretty spacious. So this is where I keep my, you know, GoPro gear. I'll keep my rain gear, you know, when I'm doing off-road or when I'm, you know, doing multi-day tours. And even when the wifey demands for grocery, you know, small portions, this comes in very handy. What I love about my Honda Africa Twin is, you know, so this is a 2017, you know, dual clutch transmission CRF 1000L, right? Now, the rims that you see is gold in color. Now, you know, when this bike came out, the stock color was black, but later was being upgraded to golden rims, and it gives such a sexy look. Don't you agree? I think perhaps this is one of the few Africa Twins in India with a golden rim on a 2017 DCT version. Now, apart from this, you know, I have a couple of mounting positions here for my GoPro when I do record my vlogs. I've got one position here hooked. Well, I've got another one here. So this is basically for the front end, or, you know, when I want to showcase beautiful sceneries, I just loosen this, turn left, turn right, or turn left, you know, whatever direction I want to have it in. And of course, I have it one in my, you know, chin mount on my helmet. And this is another position where I actually showcase, you know, my gang at Tribe or other people that I ride with for the rear view. But there you go, my Honda Africa Twin and the accessories that I have on the bike, right? Now all the accessories that I've shown may not be, you know, a must-have of sorts for your bike, but few things that I would recommend in terms of must-haves are, you know, headlight guard. If you're doing you know, heavy off-road trails, now you need something to protect the lens because it comes at a cost, and not just a lighter one, right? And of course the windshield, depending on your style. So like I said, I do this when I do off-roading or city riding, but when I do multi-day tours, I have the longer one that goes up till this. The only problem with the longer one is, if in case I'm doing night rides and it starts raining, I'm like auto driver, you know, where is the road, where is the road, you know, that. Now the aux lights I have is Baja Squadron Pro. That is, I feel it is a must-have because this does not do justice. You know, there's a saying in Kannada, right? Seemenya Deepa, you know, it's as good as that. So aux light is a must. Barkbusters, yes, definitely. Doubletake mirrors, and of course the charging point, which is essential. The fork sliders. Now, the heart needs hardcore protection, right? And Akrapovic does make a sexy note, right? So I'm going to put a list of things that I have on my bike, you know, in the description, the things that the accessories that I have. So, you know, do check it out. If you are looking to buy an Africa Twin, this video, I hope, will help you out. Or if you're looking to buy Africa Twin or the likes, like a Triumph Tiger or maybe a Ducati Multistrada, couple of things are in common. So this has to be your checklist while you're buying. Because once you buy a bike, the spins do not stop there. It's just gonna get started. Hope you like this vlog. This is Sandeep Ramesh signing off. And yeah, do subscribe to my channel for all such updates that I give about my bike and all the travel updates that I do, be it off-road trails or multi-day tour. Take care, stay safe.